Seeing some 17s. Dallas, not bad. 42. Wisconsin's got a heat wave at 22 degrees. Well, it's about 30 here in Ponte Vedra. Hey, John Toole. If you're in the Silver Wheel, make sure you get a copy of the presentation I did at 6:30. It sort of tells you my thinking on silver and what our plan is. Where's Parkville? Maryland, okay. I'm gonna get started, dtitrader.com/telegram. And of course, thank you for coming tonight. Past performance is not indicative of future results. For those that don't know, I'm Tom Busby, been active trading since the 70s, former member of Chicago Mercantile Exchange, have 3 books, Winning the Day Trading Game, The Markets Never Sleep, and Trade to Win. At DTI, we help you master the markets through education, training, and experience. Our schedule for the week, we've got Train and Trade tomorrow at 11, futures tomorrow night at 7:30, futures plus some education there. Tuesday, we got Connect the Dots, 11 a.m. Train and Trade, 1:30 T-Buzz Live Trading. Wednesday, we have 11 a.m. Train and Trade, 1:30 T-Buzz Live Trading, 8 p.m. that night, Wednesday night. Thursday, 11 and 1:30. Friday, 11 and 1:30. To add in the Silver Wheel will go off at 1 each day, 1 o'clock p.m. The wheel will be active at 1 o'clock prior to our live trading. Hector, you should have got an email with the recording. Adam, did you send an email out with the recording, everybody that's a member of Silver Wheel? Or you posted the Silver Hill Telegram channel?
The recording is not out yet, but it will be shortly.
All right, Hector, you heard him, he'll post it and have it come out to you. In my opinion, I looked at the numbers and the market right now is sort of middle, close enough to all-time highs, close enough to the low of last week. And we went down early today at 69.18, and we're currently trading, if you look at everything, about 69.50. Let me give you the numbers for the month. These are future numbers. These are how we judge the month. 60.38 for the E-mini. $255.30 for the NASDAQ. 488.64 for the Dow. I said 488. It's 4. Let me double check the number for the Dow future. Keep reading my own writing. 48.864. 48.864. Now I see it. Crude oil 64.72. Gold 48.16. 48.16. Silver 84.30. Let me give you the range on gold and silver so far tonight. And these markets are very volatile. Gold had a high of 49.05, a low of 47.05, a 200-point range. Do you think there's a little trading going on there? Silver had a high of 88 and a low of 77. That's an $11 range in the first 2 hours of trading. Are y'all getting the drift right here? Patience will pay, hands off. Are y'all getting that drift on silver and gold right now? You should be. Those are dangerous markets. You got to let them settle down, and they will. And just give you a side note, 1987, the market fell 37%. Silver on Friday fell 33% from its high. In 1987, the market ended up higher at the end of the year with a few months to go. I believe silver will end up a lot higher by the end of the year too. But you got to be patient and let it get there. Don't be premature. There's the silver daily chart. If you look at that, you can see how we fell out of bed. The music stopped, broke the trend. We came down, came into the support area, got some more work to do. And then I think you'll start seeing it trade up maybe by Wednesday of this week. I want to show the daily chart on silver. Now, what does it mean for the market going forward? I think the mining stocks will shudder and shake for a few more days and then resume their upward climb. Probably about Wednesday. We got a great algo to judge that by, though. The first 3 days of the month, people familiar with the way I do things, that first 3 days is a watch and wait and get in when they're paying, not when they're taking. The bull market's long in the tooth and tired. It corrected that out, but it still has legs, and I would not bet against it. That's the metals market. S&P makes its 4 record high this week, this year, and the only thing I don't like about that is the fact that the S&P 500, which 75% of all stocks follow, okay, what all stocks follow, the momentum is slowing. Keep your eye on that. We got room for about a 15-day correction, time-wise, just letting you know. Drawdowns have been about 5%. We computed the number as 6612. Write that number down. If we do have a correction, we could go down that low. 6612, it wouldn't mean a thing. 6612. Write that number down. 6612. Major asset class performance. They bought energy the last week of January. Everything else sold off. Commodities returned to plays in commodities. If you look at it, even though silver got clobbered on Friday, it is pretty interesting how all this sets up for this week. If you look at S&P going back a few months, we were very positive in January, 1.4%. If you average that, you're looking at about a 15% year. Very bullish in January overall, if you look at the S&P 500. 5% is, like I said, the support area, and that's the downside support I gave you tonight, 6612. Let me stop here. Is everybody following along the themes I'm making tonight? Okay? Let me summarize. Be careful. Let's get these 3 days out of the way, and then we attack. The reason I like the 3-day algo is because we have about an 85% probability if it goes higher in that range or lower in that range. That's why. That's why we do it. Right, Mary? 6612, Mel. That's what I said. Okay. Last week, the market sold the U.S. market. General money flow. I don't know why it keeps moving. Let me move that around where you can see it. Yeah. They bought foreign stocks last week. They sold small stocks, mid caps, and bought large last week. Selling blockchain. I noticed Bitcoin's going to my target there. Went down to 75. And now it's bounced a little bit. Selling materials, buying energy, selling Germany and buying Hong Kong. Interesting play. Selling high beta stocks and buying yield. Selling Microsoft and buying Meta. Write these numbers down. These are the 8 o'clock openings that you already be using tomorrow in conjunction with the 9:30 openings. Apple at 258, AGQ at 169, Google at 338, MU at 422, NVIDIA at 189.77, Palantir at 147, currently 143, it's coming on. Tesla at 435, currently 423. Silver at 77, that was the opening the night at 8. Currently about 74. That's silver. KGC at 31. As you see, the market is sort of pulling back. You want me to go back to it, David? Would it help if I do it? Let Adam type in. Apple 258. Apple 258. AGQ 169. Google 338. MU 189.77. Palantir 147. You ought to be writing these down. Adam, are you going to type these in there all at once, or what are you going to do? Tesla 426. Nugget 212. GLD 435.
What's the nugget symbol?
NUGT. Nugget. NUT. Yeah. 412.
Start from nugget.
Do what?
Start from nugget again.
Okay. Nugget was 212. GLD was 435. Silver was 77. And KGC was 31. That's the opening price on Sunday night for those stocks. MU opened at 422. MU opened at 422. NVIDIA opened at 189. Let me give you the QQQ. 620 for the QQQ. And the SPY, 691. A little weak since we opened, isn't it? If you look at those numbers there, those opening at 8. And the reason I use those 8, because that's when stocks open at night. This exercise I'm doing right now, I do it every Sunday night. Everybody got the numbers? Now compare those numbers tomorrow at 9:30 and connect those two dots together. A little insight for you, okay? Rhonda saying, I always learn something after all these years. All right. Seven Sisters update. There you are, coming into the week, coming into the month. There's my 10 tickers. I got MU above 431. I've got Meta above 744. I've got General Motors above 88.55. TQQ above 58.11. Long the QQQ above 627.55. Short the QQQ below 614.40. The SPY, I got it long at 698.55. I got the short at 682.40. Gold at 455 long. Silver above 87.55. Those are good numbers to use this week. That, with our record on the 10 tickers, you ought to probably write those down and set alerts on your home computer. No, G. Marie, these are the 8 o'clock numbers that I gave you where stocks open for the week. A lot of people don't use those numbers. I use it in comparison to 9:30 tomorrow. I don't have MU 189.77. I got it above 431.55. 189.77 was NVIDIA. That's my 10 tickers. Right. What I'm saying is, did you hear me say, did everybody hear me say, I thought the market has a potential for a correction over the next 15 days. Did y'all hear that statement? Something I didn't say during January, but I'm saying it now. I think it's got a potential for a correction. Not saying it's going to happen, but we'll have an answer. When are we going to have our answer? After Wednesday's close. That's right. Probabilities for the week. Looks like it's pretty strong on the first day of February. Good on Tuesday, weak on Wednesday, good on Thursday, good on Friday. So you got a historical seasonal here for this week. Okay? That's the way I read it. Maybe the long-term people will take positions after January because that percentage comes into play. I think it's 82% for the year. So January the year goes, so maybe some long-term money comes in. Mary, you need the white papers. You need to go through our white papers. We'll give that to everybody free. No problem. I'd read that first. Get familiar with the terminology. If you understand what I gave you tonight, I gave you a bunch of money if you knew what you do with it, right? And that's what your job is to learn exactly what I gave you, okay? They'll help you. There's the white papers Adam posted in there. Adam, post my book if anybody wants to listen to the audio. We'll give that to everybody who showed up too, okay? All right. Any questions? Anybody got any questions they want to ask now? Let's take some questions if you got questions. I'll give you my opinion. Ask questions if you got any. Do I trade the Magic 5 the first 3 days? Yes, I do. Polly, if the market goes short, use the SPY and the QQQ number. They'll tell you if it went short. Okay, if you hold silver stock, my recommendation is to sell covered calls against it. And I would even buy a short-term put out to Wednesday against it, especially if we stay below futures 85. Does everybody understand what I said? Look at futures tomorrow morning. If it's below 85, I would sell covered calls. And if I wanted to hold the stock, I'd buy a put that expired Wednesday. Will the rotation out of rare metals continue this week? Robert, that's the great thing about my 3-day algo. If you ask me Wednesday night, I'll be able to tell you the answer. Way to go, Mary. When do I buy Microsoft? Well, there's a problem with Microsoft. You know where Microsoft opened the year at? You know where Microsoft opened the year at? That's a big question you need to know to buy Microsoft. Microsoft opened the year at 484. Okay. I would do monthly covered calls right now. Anchor's going to be good this week, Wreck-It Ralph. I'm trying to get the chat up. Let me do that real
Somehow you got to the last slide. I'm trying to get you back where you were.
Okay. Any more questions before we're through with the last slide, right, Adam?
You have new and then over.
Are you messing with my computer or what?
It's all you now.
Thank you. Driving me crazy, man. Okay. Anyway, if the S&P, let me just tell you something, and you ought to take this for granted. If you see the QQQ on the 10 tickers go into a sell, I would definitely write covered calls. That's what I would do. Okay? Everybody got that? Y'all have the number for the QQQ. That would tell me if the S&P went below 16 or the QQQ went below 1640, I got to hedge things up. That's why I gave you that number. Jennifer, you got to own the stock, and then you sell a call about a month out. That's the way you do a covered call. So far, did my numbers get everybody framed for the week? That's why I come on Sunday night to do that, okay? You'll hear me use the term, patience will pay. That means that this hand will be off the mouse. Yeah, we record every Sunday night. Great question. Great question. News for the week. If you look at the news this week, you got some manufacturing reports, ADP, JOLTS report. You got some news, but I don't think you have the kind of news we had last week as you got this week, okay? That's my opinion. Now, how many people seem like they're behind the 8 ball when it comes to doing what I did for you tonight, having those numbers to trade and do all that stuff? How many people feel that way sometimes in the big volatile markets? Give me a yes if you do. I told Adam I would like to play the tape to our Orion, which does exactly what we're talking about. It takes you short, it takes you long. After the hours of 12, it gives you a setup when it sets up each day. It's a tremendous help to keep up with all the action. So what I'd really like to do is play the tape and let y'all listen for it, and we'll answer any questions anybody has. I like to cover questions, get those out of the way. I'll be back in the morning. Okay. I'll be back in the morning for my T-Buzz TV. Be sure to listen to that. It's totally free. And then at 11 o'clock, we'll get together live and analyze what happened in Asia tonight, Europe, any opportunities we might have. You'll know firsthand tomorrow at 11 o'clock being in Train and Trade. I say, let's let it roll.
Got it, T-Buzz.
Yes, Orion will be sending signals, Jim. Absolutely. If they set up. It's going to be a great week. Be part of it. That's all I'll tell you. What did we say? Let's listen. scoring 20 to 25% gains from the stock market would grow your account pretty good, wouldn't it? Especially if you had 4 opportunities every week. It's where I pay less than $1 to get in with trades with the potential to deliver these type of gains fast as anything that we see. Not day trading now, but overnight trading. That ought to interest you by reworking the money over and over again throughout the week when it sets up. Now, past performance is not indicative of future results. We did this to give you an edge where you will be able to follow along and have the technical tools a lot of people out there have that you don't have because we had the programming power to do it. Now, in any trade approach, there will be losers. You got to be aware of that. You got to use level bet. Does everybody know what I mean when I say use level bets? Basically, what I'm saying is keep every trade equal dollars. That's the secret. Every trade equal dollars. Everybody give me a yes if you understand that. So if you buy 10 contracts at $1, that's $1,000. So every trade should be $1,000. That's what I'm saying. For those that are new, got a lot of new people here. I'm Tom Busby. And what you're about to hear, you won't hear from anybody else because this is something that's reaching for the stars. I started markets way back in the 1970s. Since then, I've been featured everywhere. I paid my prices. I paid my dues. And if you ever listen to me, I think you get it figured out pretty quick that real trading is not easy. It takes discipline and it takes a process. 3 of my books, Winning a Day Trading Game in 11 different languages, The Markets Never Sleep, published years ago when I foresaw that one day we'll be trading stocks 24 hours. And of course, that attitude you got to have, trade to win. Now, I had a Globex terminal. That was the forerunner to what you're doing today, electronic trading. I was trading electronically when people didn't know you could do it through the exchange. I was one of the very few people that had this outside of Chicago. It was quite a machine. One of only 50 in the entire world at the time. I started a school called the Day Trading Institute back in 1996, later changed the name to Diversified Trading Institute. We're known as DTI all over the world. I built that school, that building, because I wanted traders to have a place to come and learn and educate themselves. With the technology improving now, I still do small classes here in Ponte Vedra, Florida, 5 to 8 people. This class happens to have 9, Adam, and one large meetup in the summer that happens at TPC where they have the players tournament. And that is Bill in the picture. But it never stopped for me from always trying to find an edge in the market. That's what traders do. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. An easy way to deliver to you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, these type trades. Using technology to do it. Taking my strategy. But I mean it sincerely. Now, I don't mean it's better or any more accurate. What I mean is all the work I do to deliver has been programmed as a strategy to come direct to you. Consistently, Tuesday through Friday. These 20, 25% gains, you made a lot of those trades with me over time. Now I've got it programmed. I think you're going to love it. Most traders will never think about this particular segment I'm in. They deliver the unique potential to take $1 for an option and turn it into a 20-25% gain. Nothing odd or lucky about going there. I've proven it to you for years. You can do it. Now it's going to be programmed. It's going to be a strategy. We call it Orion. The phenomenon is real. It's buried in that market. A lot of people don't know about. I understand it. I've shared it with you in the past, and I think you're going to love it. What's so beautiful about this? You know the time to look, how the setup looks, and the trade to take. A lot of the hard part and the option to buy. You just how to leverage it and use it using level bets and how options actually work, because most traders get it wrong. An option price is basically the market's answer to one question. What are the chances it ends up worth something? For example, if SPY is trading at 690, a 650 call expiring next month is going to be expensive. That's what it looks like, because the market says there's a high chance it'll end up valuable. That's the way options work. A 750 call, very cheap, are telling you it probably won't be worth anything by expiration date. That's simple enough to understand the two extremes. But here's where it gets interesting. Here's where experience comes to play. You look at these out of the money options and think lottery ticket, not lottery tickets when I traded. Imagine you could buy that cheap option and likely expire at zero, but every once in a blue moon they could hit it big. Or you're lighting a few bucks on fire on a massive win. In fact, I've heard traders refer to these options as lottery tickets. That's not what makes these options special. What makes them incredibly unique is how sensitive their price is to small changes. Let me show you exactly what I mean. The football game that explains everything. Imagine Georgia is playing Marshall. You know who Marshall is, you know who Georgia is. Georgia is one of the best programs in the country. And that's not just me being biased. Marshall's not. The odds makers give Georgia a 98% chance to win. Now, if Georgia scores a touchdown on the opening drive, what happens to the odds? They tick from 98 to 99. It got higher. A 1% improvement. If you bet on Georgia, your position barely moved. But what if Marshall scores that opening touchdown instead? Nobody said that. Now somebody thinks Marshall's going to win, but the odds shift from 2% to 4%. That's a 100% movement. You see the percentage in using the numbers this way, it really explains it well. 100% increase in value from the exact same action on the same field. Marshall odds are far more sensitive to what happens along the way. Option market works exact same way. Take a look at the SPY from Friday. Safe income trade sitting comfortably below. Current price is already valued at 80 cents on the dollar. Even in the best case scenario, you're looking at about a 20% upside. But to trade our system, it's priced at 33 cents on the dollar with over a 200% of theoretical room to move. Now here's the key. Same price move that pushes the safe trade from 80 to 82 can push our trade from 33 cents to 50. Same movement. Now think about what that means. $1,000 in the safe trade, you're up 25 bucks. In our trade, you're up 515 on the same movement. The key is knowing when to place the trade and how to place it. That's a 20x difference in return on the same underlying asset in the same time frame on the same move. Because the pricing sensitivity of those options, and that's what we've cracked. We're not holding these positions hoping for a home run. We know they'll probably expire worthless at the end of the expiration, but we don't care about that, do we? We're not marrying these options. We're dating these options. We care about their potential to gain outside value along the way. We only care about capturing that 25% income. Stock doesn't need to do anything dramatic, just needs to move enough to shift the unlikely to the slightly less unlikely. That small shift in storage where the quick gains live. Over the past few months, we've been building a system to capture these exact opportunities, to capture that 20 to 25% sweet spot in the shortest amount of time possible. And here's the beautiful thing about it. Everybody that I show this to says, Orion, I love the name. Give me a yes if you love the name of Orion. You're going to love it better when it starts paying you Tuesday through Friday, when it pays. Here's how it works. Every day it scans the markets using DTI method for breakout opportunities in either direction. Automatically alerts us throughout the day, let us know if the trade is imminent. When an official breakout is triggered, the algorithm scans the entire option market, searching for the secondary options that are most sensitive to price change we can take advantage of. When we find the exact option, we generate that option setup, and we get our returns within 72 hours. Anybody ever heard me use the word 72 hours? We build it in. It fires those details and automatic updates straight to the private Orion Telegram channel. It gives you the ticker, exact options, price, target, exit instructions. One of the favorite things about the way our Orion works, if the trade hadn't hit our target within 72 hours, we move on and look at the next one. We keep it simple. Simple is good. Take a look at December 26th. Well, most of us still recover from Christmas. Orion was scanning the market for these opportunities. It printed this out. It told us the exact options to buy. It told us where to set our sell at. And it told us about the time stock within 72 hours close the position. Not hard to follow, is it, with those contingencies? That was a short opportunity on the QQQ. It is neutral to which way the market goes. It sets up where the best opportunities are and odds favor, up or down. Notice the trade structure we're looking for QQQ go below 618 by January 16th. Now look at the current chart of QQQ. It's not looking so good for QQQ below 618 that week. But remember, we don't actually care about that one because we're already out of it at our profit. So when the QQQ dropped, it smashed our target the next day, we're gone. In truth, I never believed the market below 618 in January when we did the trade. But as you know, I was very bullish on January 2026. But that's not the point. The market said go short. We took it. What made this trade work so powerful is how we grabbed an easy 25% gain, even though the market was weeks away from knowing the result of the final trade. Does everyone see the difference here, what we're doing? We're letting the market determine, regardless of what we think, the most appropriate direction to take, the time to take it, the profit that we're going to take, and where we're wrong when we get out 72 hours later. This is the key to Orion right here. This is not a lottery trade, it's a high odds trade setting up that we're going to take advantage of. Take advantage of these small changes in the odds along the way to produce these outside gains. The Orion algo combines the two powerful forces of what might be the best trade I ever come up with. You use the DTI method to find it, the exact moment to get in, the exact option to take, the exact direction to take, and now it's in play. And of course, when the price is moving, it will change the value of the options. Second, it identifies the exact options most sensitive to that price shift, so that when the price does move, we get the biggest payout possible. Here's a signal on January 6th. Look at the signal. Signal was long, January 6th. Now remember this trade, you should remember this one, we made it. As you see, Orion found options looking for QQQ to hit 639 by January the 30th. Notice the price of QQ never got near that 639, nowhere near January 30th, not even January 30th right now. It's remarkable how consistent this is. Generated a 25% return in a few hours thanks to our special option Orion identified to create an outside gain. You see in what I think might be the best trade setup that we've come up with in all these years, because I'm not having to do the work because the work's already inside the algo. I love it. And Orion on December 19th, Medallion members have had access and they're screaming about how good it was. Mary Ann was with me Thursday and Friday one-on-one. Said, hey, we got an Orion signal. I'm over there trading and I said, good. My goal is to trade this through Q1, prove its most dynamic income opportunity entire market for 2026. We'll open it up to the public after that, April or May. But today we're opening up 30 pre-release spots for anyone who wants to test alongside Jonathan and me. When we open this up to the public, I will plan to price it at $19.95 per year. It's going to be a steal for folks who understand the power of Orion. But if you're one of the first 30 in the door, takes it, you'll be an Orion founding member. It gives you special benefits, like the masterclass I'm going to do Friday, which means you can pay $19.95 to access to Orion algo and real-time alerts and never pay again. The lifetime access to Orion is just $19.95 if you want to go on and lock it down. If you decide to charge more than $19.95 per year, you'll be locked in at that price. Let's drop the link. Drop the link, dtitrader.com/Orion. Call our team at 904-706-3532. On top of that, you will get lifetime VIP membership for $19.95. Sign up for Orion Trade Alerts right now. Take one of the spots. You won't pay more. You're locked in. We had our first guy through the door. Glenn, thank you so much. 29 left. Now I have a masterclass set up for Friday because we're going to really milk this sucker. So be part of it. We'll walk you through the trade step by step, teach you how to make Orion one of the #1 trading tools. Let me answer some questions I'm sure you have about Orion. How does Orion find these specific opportunities? First, Orion dynamically updates the reference levels we have had each day and monitors price action for a breakout or breakdown. Then it uses state-of-the-art options data feed, one that costs about $100,000 per year, to dig through the options chain and find a specific trade that's most sensitive to the upside potential to the breakout. That's what you don't have, you will have in Orion. It recognizes the trade in detailed alerts, sends it in real time to our private Orion Telegram channel. Does Orion trade both directions? Give me a yes. It does. It's based on our method. When the market goes up, goes down during that time frame, it trades. Finds the exact option to trade and take advantage. When do I lose? Do I lose 100%? Always, there's that rare possibility, but odds are, since we're getting out in 72 hours, no. That's the big benefits of Orion. The clock ticks from the time you enter the trade 72 hours later. Exit trade with a small gain or small loss if it doesn't hit the target. Even better, because these secondary options are already priced in low probability, probably don't lose value as quickly as something closer in. How do I know when to get out? Every Orion trade gives you the exact target to set on the trade. You know exactly where to take your profit. The lifetime membership, $19.95, only 30 of it. Take it. You won't pay $4,000, you won't pay $5,000. You'll be locked in at this price, VIP. Believe, because it does work, and you will see it work in real time, along with me and Jonathan will do it. 29 left, Glenn was first. Just tell me if you're coming in where I can count it down. We'll pull down the slide. Thank you very much. Any questions, ask them. It's going to be a tremendous week. I hope you're part of it. Cindy then, 28 left. James is in, 27 left. Tuesday through Friday, that'd be 4 trades maximum a week, William. You like to take it all, but you can't. Now, don't join Dave if that's the issue. 26. Got to take a chance sometimes. You know how good this stuff is. You're going to love it at this price. All right, we're down to 24. Since I'm not going to miss a founding special yet, hadn't done it all these years. Way to go, Glenn. Steve, I can tell you it's going to be somewhere around 4 out of 5, okay? 4 out of 5. Every trade. The difference is 23, Allen's in. If you want to talk to Kelly or Jeffrey, put your name, phone number in there. Adam will reserve one of the spots for you. Allen was smart by doing it. He got him a spot doing that. Around 12 o'clock, iPads in. I think we're down to about 19 left. No, William, there's not.
Hey, T-Buzz, real quick. The window for the alerts are from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern time, Tuesday through Friday.
Yeah, right. Tuesday through Friday, 12 to 3. I said after 12. I didn't give them the ending thing. Thanks for clarifying that. Oh, Ryan. We're reaching for the stars here. All right, Dave, put your email in there. They'll reserve a spot for you. You have to put your email and phone number. If you do it, you want to talk to Kelly or Jeffrey. Sylvan. All right, we're down to 16 spots right now. Thank you. No problem, Bob. Put your name and email and we'll reserve a spot for you. Got to have your name and email, though. We're not messing around with this. It's too valuable. Don't you love that name? Orion. This might be the best name we've come up with in years, Adam. Orion. Just rolls off your tongue. Any other questions? That's right, Skip. That's where it came from. Know your stars. Debits. They're debits. You can, William, but we got it. You got to remember, we got people a lot of different levels of experience. Would you say? I got people starting out 2 or 3 years. I got people out to 20 years. Everybody can alter it to fit their desires. We take the money and run because that's what we do, because we know it's going to generate another one. But some of these trades Might be 60 or 70. You don't know. I want you to think about something. Just go back in our history. Told you last year crude oil was going to drop 20%. I told you last year that gold was going to make new highs. It made a new high. I told you in December silver was a straight out buy. Don't look back. All these things are based not on what I think, but what the numbers tell me. This is what Orion's about. Taking the numbers, taking what you think out of the way, and focus on what the market tells you to do. That's what I love about it. No running and hiding, baby. When that thing prints a trade, you got to take it. Right. That's right. What I'm excited about is the following. You get in that Orion channel and you're going to start working. It's going to make you say, wow, my account's growing. That's why I got involved in trading, right? Anyway, we're just trying to use the technology and we're doing a good job of it. I believe in technology, I believe in process, and I believe in doing our work. We've done it. Mary Alice, as long as you'll hold any of these options, it's 72 hours. All right, well, I'm going to wrap it up, Adam. You want to replay it for everybody?
Yep, I can do that. Just give me about 4 minutes to stop this and get everything.